Fucking god damn it!
What?
I don't know how to order pizza. This is Hades.
Welcome, guys, to the first ever, well, not really first ever, but first ever Kiwi Storm podcast, including me, Titan, and Savannah. Normally, it's basically the Wizard 101 playthrough, but we're not playing it. Titan, tell us about this Minotaur.
So, if you guys watched episode 4 of Wizard 101, if you guys watched episode 4 of Wizard 101, you would know that I was talking about how fucked up the Minotaur story is. Now, the myth of the Minotaur goes as follows. Basically, a king, like a guy, basically, like tried to, I guess, like wanted Poseidon to send him a sign or something like that, and like the sign took the form of a white bull. Took us to find him like
Hot.
And in return for like the white bull, he was supposed to sacrifice it in honor of Poseidon, but instead he had a great, he basically fell in love with the bull, and he sacrificed another bull that was not the white bull, hoping that Poseidon would not notice. And with this, Poseidon got really pissed off, and basically laid a curse upon his family, where his wife fell in love with the bull. And we're talking about actual love here. Like, and it actually escalated to where she built a hollow wooden bull so that way she could mate with the bull. Not even making that shit up there.
Well, somebody did.
Well, somebody did, and you know, here's the question here's the thing, is that, you know, she didn't make that by herself.
Oh,
She hired someone to make that, so think of, like, what that person was thinking while he's making it, just like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch, as he's just, like, hammering the chisel into the wood. And she got pregnant from the bull, and, like, gave birth to the Minotaur, and there you go. Yeah, fucking nasty.
Yeah.
And so that was the first video that I actually learned some Greek mythology in fucking study hall. Then I went on and watched the episode about Medusa. Rosanna, do you know the story about Medusa? Well, go ahead and recite it.
In years.
Recite it.
Well, what do you think is the story of Medusa? I can't do all the talking here, Savannah.
I don't want to talk.
Well, you're gonna talk.
Fucking, I'll talk.
So,
fucking god damn it!
What?
I don't know how to order pizza.
Yeah, if you guys are actually watching this, Kellen is literally on his laptop, like, trying to find out how to...
I typed in your.
I know, but I don't know how to work this. You just order me a pizza, please.
You incompetent trash bag.
Just do it.
So,
Just get me to the part
Also,
where you
guys-
create the pizza.
also guys, I hope you really enjoyed this epic chair squeaking.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was the best part of Wizard 101, episodes 1 through 5.
4.
Whatever, we're gonna film more of that. Anyways,
Anyway.
speaking of ordering pizzas and incompetent fucks, my friend, I'll call him
Jared Fogle from Subway.
friend one. No, yeah, I'll just call him Jared, because why not? And his brother, James. So, Jared went on a trip to, like, I don't know, somewhere. And he stayed in a hotel overnight. And from his phone, he ordered a pizza, and he ordered exactly the way he wanted it.
Alright.
And he's like, all right, and send, ready for delivery. But the thing is, he's sitting there in his room with his friends, and he's just like, we ordered this pizza like an hour ago. It should have been here by now. And then he gets a text message from his brother at home in like 3 states away. And he goes, did you just order me a pizza? And he's all confused. He's like, what the hell? No. And then he sends a picture of the pizza that arrived. And his dumb ass didn't change the address that was auto-saved into his phone. And he just sent the fucking pizza to his house instead of to the place where he wanted it to. Fucking dumbass.
So speaking of hotels, Savannah, me, Kellen, Caitlin, and Jack, we're all going to be going to Mount Olympus and the Wisconsin Dells. And this is the reason why I've been, like, researching Greek mythology and shit like that.
Why? So you can see why Hades killed me last time? Or
Oh,
attempted
yeah.
my murder?
Here, I can tell the story very well.
Alright, good.
Even though I probably got brain damage from that ride.
Oh, I got, like, fucking internal bleeding.
He
from
got
that
internal
ride.
bleeding. I'm pretty sure I got a concussion on that ride. For those who don't know, at the Wisconsin Dells in a resort water park and theme park called Mount Olympus, it's Greek themed. They have a roller coaster named Hades, and is it like one of the world's like largest underground roller coasters or something like that? I don't know. But how it basically works, it's a wooden roller coaster that will actually, like, on the first drop, you'll go under the parking lot, and you'll pop out the other side of the parking lot into, like, some sort of looping corkscrew, and then go back underground, and then through the rest of the ride. The ride, as I said, is Hades, and me and Kellen, last time we were there, it was basically a theme, since it was like hotel guests could stay at like the theme park an hour or something like that.
Yeah.
An hour or two after all of the other guests leave. So we went on, it was just Hades that night, right?
Yeah, it was just Hades.
Yeah, it was
Didn't
just,
we go on one thing? No, because it took
no, that was like
forever.
That was
for
the next
Hades.
day. Yeah, because Hades is like their most popular ride. I don't know how, but me and Kellen went on it, and we were all fucking hyped as shit when we were like going up and up and up and up and up and up, and then we're at the top, and I still remember Kellen's famous last words: "Titan, if I don't make it out of this, tell my sister she's a thought." As he says on every single roller coaster.
Yep, before we go down.
So things were going great. And then we went down. Holy shit. How the ride works is that when you're underground, you can't see jack shit. There is no light down there. It is pitch black. Mm-hmm. And they'll whip everywhere on the ride. And there's no head restraints.
I'm sorry.
You're dead to me, Kellen. There's no head restraints. You pretty much only got a seatbelt and like the lap bar, and that's it. So while you're underground going at like 80 miles per hour, your fucking neck is being whipped everywhere. And when we got to the loop, I was already like, okay, yeah, I'm in fucking trouble here. And we go back under, and I remember just cringing hard as fuck, because, like, I felt my brain rattling around and shit. And that's when Kellen, like, grabs hold of my wrist and starts squeezing hard as fuck.
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, yep, he's definitely in pain as well. And we are, the ride finishes and shit like that. And, Kellen is grasping his chest. And I'm, like, holding my head just like, oh, fuck, what just happened? What the hell just happened? And Kellen says that his heart was hurting on the ride.
Oh, yes. Like, I had, like, a heart attack, I think it was. Or, like, it just felt like people were stabbing my heart, and, like, it was about to explode during the entire ride. Not to mention the fucking whiplash every 10 seconds.
Yeah, I remember then I basically had to, like, limp. Oh, yeah, fucking. I remember Caitlin. Caitlin wanted to go on Hades, right?
And I'm like, no.
And, she was thinking about it, and then Like, she was actually waiting outside because I think she didn't want to go last minute or something like that.
Yeah.
And we come out, and that definitely didn't help because I believe, sorry, isn't she afraid of roller coasters or something? Yeah, she's afraid of roller coasters, so it didn't help when I was, like, carrying Kellen out, and we looked like hammered shit.
Oh, definitely.
Fucking, I just dropped the F-bomb a lot, don't I? So,
yeah.
and then I basically have to limp Kellen all the way back to the hotel room, and basically then we all went to bed at that point. And I remember just lying in bed, just like with my head pulsing. I'm pretty sure to that day I had a concussion, but goddamn. So that was our experience of Hades, and then the next day we went on Zeus, Cyclops, and Pegasus?
Yeah, Pegasus. It was like, oh, this is a baby.
I remember
There's so many children on here. It's gonna be fine.
Zeus was,
and then it's like, oh shit, what the fuck? And then right at the end, like 90-degree turn, and our necks just died.
Yeah, and they were already sore after Hades. Like after Hades decided to throat fuck us, and Zeus was violent as well.
Oh,
not
yes.
not as violent as
violent,
Hades, but it was still violent.
Yeah.
And then Cyclops, I remember we were like, oh, I remember I told Kellen, oh, this is a baby ride. This is fine. It's a medium-sized coaster. All of a sudden, like, we're at the top.
I've ridden Cyclops before. I did on the fucking middle school trip.
I don't think either of us remembered it, though.
I did. I sat front seat with my science teacher.
Oh. You see, I have a story about my middle school trip to Mount Olympus, but I'll explain that after this. But I was like, okay, so Cyclops, it's not that bad. A medium-sized coaster. All of a sudden, just woof! We get, like, whipped down. And, again, that fucking hurt. Mm-hmm. And Pegasus, as he explained, was, like, where all the little kids were and shit like that, and we're, like, on it. And everything was alright. Very mediocre, like, with the ride condition, until, like, at the last part where, as he said, 90-degree turn, and you basically snap your neck.
Oh, on Cyclops?
No, Pegasus.
Yeah, that was Pegasus, I was gonna say.
That sucked. But now on to my middle school field trip. My middle school field trip, I think I've set a new school, like, this is the one time I've actually set a school record.
Yeah.
And, you see, how this worked was that me and Layton, my friend, he's still my friend, I don't get to see him as much, though, we were together, and, like, we went on Hades, right? We went on Hades, and, you know, it wasn't actually that bad when we were there. I don't know why, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And we were, like, then I saw the time, and we were, you know, like, close to leaving. So we walked back to our bags, and, like, we're going through our stuff, and Layton's like, where's my phone? I'm like, what do you mean? It was, my phone's not here. And we're like, oh shit. So we run over to the Lost and Found, and there's a huge ass fucking line. So we sit throughout the line, and we then we eventually find his phone, by the way. And we're running back, and we find one of our teachers looking for us, and he's like, oh, there you guys are, and then, like, he starts leading us to the bus area, and, like, we get onto the bus, and my teacher's, like, showing me, like, you guys made us 20 minutes late, and, like, and that is actually true. I made, like, me and Layton, like, with Layton losing his phone, we made the bus 20 minutes late. And Wizard 101 just disconnected me for inactivity. Cool.
Yeah, same here.
And I made the bus 20 minutes late. But here's the thing. In middle school, I was a really, really good student. Like, I know, hard to believe, but I was actually fucking one of the teacher's favorites.
Cool, look at you now.
Oh, yeah, look at me now. But maybe that has to do with all of my other classmates basically being, like, ratchet as fuck.
And then there's you.
And the same with Layton. Layton is a shy guy. And and I actually, explained everything to them. And for making it, I remember they explained, a month before we left for Mount Olympus, they were basically talking about how the last person who made them late and stuff, basically, I think it was, a week's detention or something like that. And when we explained it to them, the only punishment we got for it, since we articulated our argument and stuff like that, and we were good students, half an hour off the Wildcat Way.
What is that?
Well, I believe it was a 2-hour-long school party almost in the middle, at the end of the day, and
Bitch, I never got that.
you never got that shit?
No.
Huh? Weird. But it was a 2-hour-long party where you could go into the auditorium to watch a movie. You could play Dr. Energizer or something like that in the gym.
Oh, I might have gotten that.
You could go into the library, use all the computers for whatever you want.
Porn.
Or
Helping Spider-Man.
Or you could go into the cafeteria for food, drinks, and board games, table tennis, NBA Jam, because they had that machine there. And yeah, we only got just a half an hour off of that.
Huh. Alright, I have one more story, and then we can wrap this up.
Well, I just gotta explain the 2 other mythologies. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'll bore everybody to death.
So, you guys know about my failed series 4am, correct?
Oh my god, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
It was immediately after the first Kiwi Storm censorship.
It was immediately after that. Speaking of immediately after I filmed the first episode, I went to bed. But then I woke up, everybody was gone, it was my day off of school.
Yeah.
Because it was Thursday, it was whatever, so I was like, whatever, and I was starving as fuck. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to McDonald's. I'm a grown man, I have money, I have a fucking bike, I'll do what I want.
I think it's funny that I have to remind myself that nowadays too. It's just be like, you know what? I'm an adult. I can do this.
Yeah.
But you still think that you gotta go get permission from your parents or something. The transition is not easy.
So that ain't microtransacting. Fuck. She bought the Astro Unicorn.
This was for a different character.
You whore.
Anyways, so I get on my bike.
Yeah.
Right. And I start pedaling down the road. And all of a
That's when
sudden,
a white van pulled up.
I take the turn to go down to the street, which is pretty much a straight line down to McDonald's.
Yeah.
All the wind facing right at me. It's like, I want to say 12, 15 miles an hour wind. Right into me, I'm pedaling against it. Finally, I get to McDonald's. I'm so exhausted. I get into the door, I go up and I place my order. I had the same thing I always get. A 10-piece chicken McNugget meal and a hash brown with a large mellow yellow and a large fry.
Hell yeah.
They give me my number, and I go and sit down at my table, and it hits me. I was just exhausted before, but then it hits me. I start losing my vision. When you stand up too fast and everything starts going black, it was that, but I was just sitting down and it was just happening to me, and it wouldn't go away. And I had this feeling in my stomach, I was so close to throwing up. And I just, I couldn't see anymore. I couldn't move my body too much without, being nauseous and almost throwing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I left my order receipt on the table. I left all my jacket, my hat, and everything there. I went into the bathroom where I was going to, do what I do when I feel like I'm going to throw up, as I get on my knees and I hold the toilet bowl and prepare myself to throw up. And to my dismay, there's already some fat dude in the toilet. So I gotta stand out there in the mirror and pretend that I'm washing my hands or looking at my face or something, even though I can't see. He gets out. I immediately run in there. I grab some paper towel, wipe off the seat, cause miss me with that gay shit. And then in there for, I want to say, a solid 5 minutes before I start to feel better. And finally I get up, I stumble out, up to the counter, grab my food, which is probably cold now, and I ate, I felt better, got on my bike, went home, and threw up. So that was the time that not only did I almost black out, but also almost threw up inside a McDonald's.
I have a story that also relates to a bike.
Yeah.
This was, I believe, I want to say last summer.
Yeah.
What I was doing was I was on like a fucking bike ride, right?
Yeah.
I was just riding my fucking bike around the neighborhood and shit like that. I don't know what I was doing. I think I just wanted to get out of the house for a bit. And fucking, I was like, oh yeah, well the rain clouds, they're dark and shit like, yeah, like the rain clouds, they're dark, but it's whatever. It's not that bad. I mean, like, it's not supposed to rain for a bit.
The rain clouds are dark, but so am I. Ha ha ha. Okay.
But yeah, the rain clouds were pretty damn dark. So I'm just like, okay, it's just going to be a thunderstorm in like, I don't know, like maybe 20, 30 minutes. So, you know, I'm just like riding my bike and shit like that, and all of a sudden it starts to rain. And it starts to rain hard and shit like that. And I'm just like, oh, that's fucking great. And then lightning and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, I predicted a thunderstorm. Time to just turn around. Tell me why as soon as I start turning around, I start hearing the tornado sirens.
Maybe because there was a tornado.
I'm like, fuck.
Oh, shit.
So I'm just fucking biking back home to my goddamn house. All while just I'm hearing.
It's like when you put, and then you just switch into that moment where it's like you put the zero resistance on exercise bikes and it's like.
Yep. Fucking.
You get off the seat and start using your feet.
And then I get home and shit like that, and all the while I'm biking, like, I think it was like almost like 5, not even 5 blocks. I think it was like, yeah, it was my entire street, you know, like the way back of the street, and yeah, I biked all the way over there, and I was just like biking my way fucking back. All the while, I think like 2 people like leaned up either their window or like their house and yelled, "It's a tornado warning, get back to your house." And I'm just like, you don't say! No, I thought I wanted to drive towards the tornado. I wanted to fucking die. And yeah, I get back to my house and my dad's just like, oh look, he's not dead. Damn it.
Damn it. A loving father.
Yeah, and then like I'm pretty sure like that entire time my adrenaline was just like, okay, yeah, Titan, you're gonna die. You've been preparing for this moment for years. Just go for it. All right.
Damn.
So that was the story about how I almost died in a tornado.
Yeah, that was a pretty good story. Well, this has been the official KiwiCrew podcast that Savannah took little to no part in.
Fuck you!
I have no stories.
Cause you're boring as shit.
Anyway, guys, if you like the video, then like the video. If you love the video, then subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. And until next time, Kiwi Storm and Titan, and also not Savannah out.
Oh, fuck you.